Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Team PHS. We're back at it again with another deck profile. Today we're covering Dragon Link. This deck actually won first place in a locals tournament at the Simply Unlucky Game Shop on October 17th, yesterday. Now, let's go to Joseph, the guy who built the deck.
What's up, guys? You guys saw my Alter Guys deck last time. I need to redo that because I released it after the ban list, or before the ban list was out. We actually recorded it before the ban list, and I have some adjustments to that deck. So, and new cards came out too. So, yeah, I need to redo that. But I decided to play Dragon Link, and I topped. So yeah, display it to you guys. It is 43. I'll show you guys an alternative if you guys want to play 40, which is I want to do. But for this tournament, I decided to do 43. I didn't think it really mattered. So hopping right into it, we have 3 Tracer, a Recharger, Silver Rocket, and Abs. Tracer is obviously the Turbo into Savage. Recharger is to follow-up plays on turn 3. Silver Rocket is for Winda, and Abs is obviously to get into Tracer. For your starters, you have the Black Metal Dragon and the Red MD. Shout out to Roman, Simply Unlucky. Sign this card for me. He is goated. 1 Sacred for the deck, along with 1 Chaos and 1 Omni. Obviously, you need this for the LP. And Safer, you don't really need to run 2. You could theoretically run 2 if you want, but I think that's too much. Running 1 is just enough. We have 1 black and 1 white. Konami released Chaos Space, so we don't need to run 3, so they limited us for it, and it doesn't even matter, we would have just ran 1 of anyways. So, that's pretty funny. We have 1 white and 1 red rose. I don't run the Violon Cube package. If you do that, you're bad at the video game, you know?
Video game.
The reason why is because if you draw into red rose, it's way better than drawing into a smoke and a Violon Cube, because at least with these you can extend into a striker. With Violon Cube, it's a machine, you can't do shit with it, so that's why this is way better. Just play test. 1 Dragon Buster, everyone knows what this does. It's domain lock, you can't go into your extra deck, part of the end board. 1 Phalanx for the Lance. That's it for our monsters. For the hand traps, I don't really consider these monsters because whatever. 3 Gamma, best hand trap of the format. It's only $2 for the rare. If you're not running this in your deck, I don't know what you're doing. Just buy it, literally.
It's not hard.
If you draw into driver, who cares? Literally. You're playing the best hand trap in the meta. 3 Nib. If you can't buy Nib, I don't know, dude.
Do you think Raw Sphere Mode would be a good budget option?
It depends on your deck, really, dude, because if you run Sphere Mode, you can't normal summon on your turn. So, Sphere Mode can be played in some decks, but I'd rather just run Nib, obviously, because Nib is way better. So, if you can't run Nib, I guess run an Ogre or something. 3 Droll. You can't run Droll, run an Ash, I guess, but Droll shuts down turns. They can't search for the entire, they can't draw anymore, they can't do anything with their deck, basically. They can't even touch it.
Droll is extremely powerful in this meta.
We have 3 Quick Launch, going into spells. One of the best extenders in the deck, and just lets you go into a Rocket Tracer immediately. 1 Boot, search off Striker. The best extender of the deck is War Legacy Guard Dragon. You can either special 1 from your graveyard or add it to your hand. Everyone always specials a level 4 or lower dragon. And you go into LP, and then the second effect, you can move a dragon monster to a different column. So you usually have a Hulk or a Whelp over here, and you just move the LP. So it points to a zone, and you get a free summon off of it. As I said earlier, Chaos Space lets us play only 1 black and white. It's really, really good. And it lets you draw 2. For the basic extenders, we have Reborn and Living Fossil. And for the Draginity, we have Ravine and Lance. If you want to play, this is a 43 deck as I stated. If you want to play only 40, you can cut the Ravine, Abs, and a Living Fossil maybe. Or a Silver Rocket. That's it for the main deck. And I highly recommend going for 40. The closer you are to 40, the better. 2 Striker for your extra. You don't want to play 3. 3 is way too much. You'd rather just play a different card than that. Like, seriously. You don't need to go into 2 for your first turn anyway. You want to keep the second striker for turn 3 if you get boarded out, if they break your board. So the link ones, we have the Guard Dragons. Don't really have to explain them. We have 1 Link Cross. Link Cross, don't have to explain it. Romulus. Romulus searches your Ravine and your Lance. Also has a second effect. When an extra deck monster gets special summoned to a zone this card points to, it can special summon a dragon monster directly from your hand to the field, which is really good for some extender plays. Just in case you draw Red Rose, you can just special it out without using Hauck's effect. Speaking of Hauck, we have Hauck. This is a backup play most of the time. You could run it. The main combo requires Hauck to be played. But sometimes I don't even need to use Hauck to go in combos, so it's really good. If they hit your Romulus, you just go into Hauck and turbo in other plays.
So this deck won't suffer much when Hauck gets hit?
Not really. It depends on what you draw and stuff like that, and what your opponent draws, but yeah, theoretically. You have 1 Welt to link off the Hauck and 1 of the Guard Dragons. Then you have a Spheres for your end board. You have Carrier for your end board. Everyone knows what this does. It equips a monster directly from your deck to a monster discard targets. Same attribute. 1 Sword for obviously OTKs. And for your synchro package, you're on a Marcher, a Herald, and a Savage. And that's it for the extra deck.
So moving on to the side deck, would you say that this is a pretty, budget accessible side deck for the most part?
No, not at all. But it is a very generic side deck. If you want to play online with this deck, this is a pretty generic one. So it's not really budget. I'll tell you some budget options, but not really. 2 Lancia. This is budget. Everyone can afford a Lancia. This hits Dinos and sometimes Dragon Link depending on their hand. 3 Storm. Like I said, it's not budget, but it's a really good card. One of the best cards of the format. You can just replace this with a Harpies and both of these with a twin, with 2 twins.
That's what I run in my side deck.
It'll work perfectly fine. 3 Ruler. You have to run this in your side deck now. This is a staple card. Just negating everything and it can't respond to it is way too good. 3 Evenly. I've always had Evenly, so I can't relate to replacing this with anything. If Alex or Asus wants to pitch in and tell us what you guys can replace with this, if you guys can afford an Evenly, they can, but I don't know. I just run Evenly. Evenly's one of the best cards.
Evenly Matched is an extremely good card. I don't even know any options that could match it.
Yeah, you could run different hand traps instead of 3 Evenly, maybe, but 1 Reboot and 3 Judgment for counter trap. This is obviously for Guru or Geist or anything like that. Judgment is going first, just in case they have a Droplet or a Ruler, then you can just negate it and save your other negates for something else. And that's the side deck. And that's everything. So.
All right, Joseph. Well, thank you very much for the deck profile. We hope you guys enjoyed. Are there any shout-outs you'd like to give?
Shout out to Alex. He's the one narrating. He's pretty dope. Pretty goated.
My favorite pajamas.
And we have Jesus. He's the one that's recording right now. He's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. Shout out to Team Samurai X for signing my mat. He's pretty goated. Shout out to Simply Unlucky with his game shot. He's pretty sick. And shout out to UI Goku right here. He's goated too. And that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys win with this deck.